Welcome back to DXB today, where we're exploring all the fun things and activities to do in the city. And to help us continue with that, please join us in welcoming Somya Mehta with Khalij Times. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Now, we've just been chatting to Millie. There's so much going on. Restaurants, beach clubs, events going down. What are you most excited about?
Well, Dubai is a city that never sleeps, right? There's always something to do, and that's also one of the best things I think about the city. Like, no matter what your interests are, you'll find something to do. So this weekend, I mean, you know, obviously, like, we're in the cooler winter months. It's a shame it's not as cold as before, but it's still a very good, pleasant weather to be out. So I love doing all things like desert, you know, the half desert, like just maybe going for like a barbecue. It's not too far out. You can just enjoy like a different kind of landscape. And I think also there are many things, but also, do you know of the Ripe Market?
The Ripe Market, I've been to the Ripe Market.
Yes, I love going there, especially, like, you know, it's such a nice sort of like break from everything else you do, and just eat some fresh food. But like, you know, you always have time for that, even on the weekend. So yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to. And then there's loads of exciting like restaurants to go to and all of the usual Dubai stuff that you do. But yeah, out of all of this, you know, I do want to take some time out for myself as well, and just like maybe sit at home and like sort of read a book in the morning, and that's something I'm looking forward to as well. Right? It's still January, so we're still doing that right now.
No, it's interesting because she mentioned about going out in the desert, and I was reading this article about there are now these restaurants that would bring the barbecue to you. Like, say if you do your own little desert camp, and they'll bring it to you. Have you heard about this, and would you recommend any?
Yes, no, I don't know the name of. There's a special service where you can get people to barbecue stuff for you in the desert with you, and they'll probably they'll have their setup, they'll get everything for you, and all you have to do is just show up and eat, which sounds amazing, honestly. I don't know the exact name, but it was all around the media outlets, so I think if you do a quick search, you'll be able to find that. I think that's quite a new thing that they've introduced. There are movies, there are cinemas in the desert as well, like, you know, you can watch movies out in the desert.
Is it family friendly? Would you know?
I think so, yeah. There's something called Marmoon Desert, which is I think on the outskirts, and then you can maybe catch a movie.
What kind of films do you think they're showing, Louis?
To make sure.
Is it family friendly? Yeah, that's a good question. But I think it is, yes.
You know, we're never short of things to do in Dubai. There's so many amazing things happening, but I want to switch gear a little bit. We've just had the Golden Globes, the Emmys, Oscars just around the corner. What would you say are your predictions for Oscar 2025? I know, sorry, it's a huge detour from what we were discussing, but why not?
Is Ash one of the nominees this year?
You would think so.
No, I think that's definitely one of the things I'm going to be discussing on the weekend. So yeah, well, the obvious picks I think are Barbenheimer. Like, if you know, those are I think the biggest names from last year, Barbie and Oppenheimer. And frankly, I'm like team Oppenheimer all the way. So I want Cillian Murphy to win everything on that list. Christopher Nolan, obviously you can't take it away from him, but also, you know, like, there's something about a woman-led film, Barbie, being the highest grossing film last year. So I think these two will definitely do well. But there were loads of other ones as well. Killers of the Flower Moon, that also did really well. I think that'll definitely bag some awards. What was your pick from last year?
I've only watched Barbie, and I think I survived a good 15 minutes. It was a little too woke for my taste, but I really enjoyed the pinkness of it all. I watched some of it with my daughter. I'm not sure if it was appropriate for a 6-year-old, but you know, it's something we enjoy doing together. Oppenheimer I haven't watched yet. What about you, Millie?
I watched Oppenheimer. I think my top tip for that, because it is 3 hours long, is if you can do it in somewhere like the theatre in Vox, where you've got refillable popcorn, refillable drinks, because you really need the snacks to see you through. I was with you on Barbie. I think it was amazing what they did with the fact that nothing was CGI. The whole set was built from scratch. That was incredible. But the ending just ruined it a little bit for me. No spoilers, but if you know, you know.
I don't know what it says about me, but my favorite character was Ken. So.
Me too.
It says that you're a guy.
Surprise.
That's what it says.
Which Ken though? Beach Ken?
Just any Ken is enough for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Somya, a lot of people have families visiting. Now, we've been talking about hidden gems, these things, but what would you say is the top, obviously touristic thing to take people's families to, people who don't live here in the UAE?
Obviously,
and not the Burj Khalifa.
That is the most obviously touristic thing, isn't it? I mean, I make it a conscious effort to kind of stay away from all of those places. I think something that is really up and coming, and it's not an obvious place, but the Al Sirkal Avenue. I think a lot of people know about it now, so it's not a hidden gem, so to say. And at this time of the year, I think it's an amazing place for like families to visit. Especially, you want to get a sense of the art and culture landscape of a city when you visit. So I think there you can just take a stroll, go to a cafe, have a nice coffee, just click some pictures with some graffiti. I think that will be a really good place
Can I tell
for
you my
families to go
top
together.
Burj Khalifa tip?
Oh.
Rather than going to at the top where you just stand on the viewing deck,
Right.
Atmosphere does an amazing breakfast, and it is quite expensive. It's maybe something like 250 dirhams all in, but the array of food that you get the cake stand with all the pastries, you get the gold coffee, then you get the eggs, and you're up in the clouds in that amazing view while the sun is coming up. So
Right.
I would suggest spending your money on that, and it's such a great place to take guests. Everyone loves it.
So you're there, but you're not. Like you have like that healthy distance from the crowd.
You're not on the touristy
Yes.
viewing deck, you're in the nice
Exactly.
restaurant, and they've just refurbed it, so it's beautiful.
That sounds
While the weather's still good, because I have a 6-year-old at home and I usually get sick and tired of taking her to all the play areas because it becomes quite samey after some time. The Dubai Safari, I think, is a great place for families to visit. Have you been? I mean, it's a bit much for me. There's only so much I can take of animals, but she seems to love it.
It's on my list. I've not been yet. I really want to go. I think that's definitely something I'm going to explore in this month, for sure.
Ladies, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for filling us in, and it's great to have you back on the show, Somya. Thank you so much.
Great
and
to
Lily,
be
of course,
here.
for staying with us. Right, now today's spotlight is on a desert shop creating sweet experiences the nutritional way, producing guilt-free and naturally sweetened treats. This is Innocent Sweets.
My name is Maya. I'm the founder of Innocent Sweets. We do gluten, dairy, sugar-free, and vegan desserts and snacks. I'm trying to change the mindset of people that you can have a healthy, delicious, and nutritious dessert at the same time. I started my business from my kitchen, from my home, and today I have a shop in Business Bay, and I'm working on expanding my brand and to be all over the UAE market and the GCC market, and hopefully globally one day. I'm working on having Innocent Sweets as a brand globally, not only locally, but I'm working on to make it globally one day. And so whenever people they have Innocent Sweets, they will see Innocent in the market, automatically they will label it for healthy, delicious, and nutritious products. Security, safety, services. Actually, we are very spoiled in Dubai with all the services that is provided to us. And I can assure that anyone who lives in Dubai, it's going to be so hard for them to live somewhere else. I just need them to try one time Innocent Sweets and to be convinced that healthy desserts can be delicious and they can satisfy your cravings as well.
I think that spotlight was a hint to me, but thank you so much for that. But for now, it's time for the roundup. Louis, what have you got for us?
Oh, well, we've got festivals galore in the UAE this year, and it's time for the ever popular 10-minute play festival, which is happening from Saturday, or it started happening Saturday, the 13th of January, and it goes on for 8 weeks. It's 8 weeks of theatrical magic. That's going to be at the junction on Al Serkal Avenue. Now, if you want to get tickets, it goes for 100 a pop, and more than 70 10-minute plays will battle it out for a spot in the gala finals. I will likely be heading down there because I'm honestly feeling a little bit guilty. I've supported local music acts, I've supported local comedians, I'm doing a Tom. I've supported local artists, but I haven't been to any local theater. Have you?
I have. In fact, there's a group called MTDXB. They're I do believe, the only community theatre group in the UAE, and they did a fantastic production of The Addams Family.
Oh.
So it was, yeah, it was actually at a school, so I thought, is this going to be like a school play type of thing? It was very well done, original music, original songs, choreography, and I know that they're currently running auditions for a performance of Grease. So I was going to audition for that. then I realized I was no good, but I can't wait to watch the show.
There's also the Hive, which is a theatre school for children. But this particular one, Short and Sweet Theatre Festival Dubai, was actually started back in 2002 in Sydney. It was launched in Dubai officially, I think, around 2012, and since then it has given so many opportunities, not just for new talent but also the more seasoned actors and directors. And I love how this is giving the city a little bit more of a spotlight when it comes to drama and theatre in general, which, as you mentioned a little bit earlier on, doesn't get the attention that it should receive. Don't you think, Millie?
Do you feel like there is enough of that community theatre sort of performing arts being done in the UAE? Do you see it expanding?
I think performing arts is such a big umbrella. I think not by way of theatre yet. Some of the best plays that I've ever seen are the off Broadway ones in New York or London, and you kind of have no idea what you're stumbling into. And I would love for more of that to come to Dubai. So I love the sound of the little 10-minute plays.
Right, how much can you say in 10 minutes? I mean, how big a story is it going to be in 10 minutes?
But you know, our attention span is so short now with the rise of short form video content. So a 10-minute play,
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of time in my day as well, so I'm into this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 10 minutes, might as well call it a TikTok play, really, because that's about the same thing.
A 10-minute TikTok.
Now, we are going to see what's coming up on the show today. We still got lots of DXB left.
We find out more about the second edition of the Bubble Run at Expo City Dubai in just a few.
Plus, we've got a Dubai-based composer and guitarist, Nikki Mookie, playing us out, so stay with us.